the extra point. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0.
8 plays, 74 yards. Nickel and diamond, baby.
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
I have not played a user game yet, so I'm not 100% sure what to...
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Tackle made by Antoine Buffet.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. That's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often, if for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
He's going to wind up and air it out. And this is taken in at the 5. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. They'll run it with Kamara. And he'll take
right in the mouth,
this one
baby.
in for a Packer touchdown. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Extra point try good by Gano. And we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
It's the first.
That's the fuck I'm talking about, Robbie. That's the fuck I'm talking about, Robbie. Way to fucking make a play, Robbie.
We're talking about 5 below. I think
shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
5 below.
There on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. That one goes for 24 yards. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
You're so...
Now a
I'm
first
so
down
in
throw.
this damn conversation now.
No, I had him.
Taken down. Goff is sacked. Bruce Irvin able to drop him for a loss of 4.
Yeah.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. 9 good yards there on the run, and now 3rd down.
Told you I'm making Goff really system quarterback. Trying to show all my pass plays as early as I do when I have like a Brady or a Breeze. Certain plays I like, certain reads I like.
From the gun,
here's one blitz.
And he's got Edelman on the out route. That's complete. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That good for 19 and a first down.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Ric Flair. 2 for 1.
Here's Goff. Flush to his right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield.
Shaq Lawson's one of those guys that after a while you quit just trying to define him by a position. Defensive end, outside linebacker, doesn't matter. He knows how to get upfield and spill some plays.
So disruptive. What makes him so disruptive?
I think it's strength. If you see his upper body, I mean, he's got some strength up there and some really good hands, but he's got some surprising quickness as well to get him upfield.
And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So 1:55 to go in the first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense.
The Chargers was trying to give me my money.
I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones and get you into the end zone and get you 6?
And they'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone. And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. Buying time to his left. And that is incomplete here. Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing. And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Second and 10 now. Wilson. He's going to look deep down the field. And that's caught inside the 35. And finally out of bounds, just a few yards short of the goal line at the 3. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 75 yards. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one. 2nd and goal from the 1. It's Coleman here. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
It's
So
the
here we go on a third and goal.
it's
This
a
Lions defense, they haven't broken yet.
Yeah, no, what is it called?
Sizzles.
Coleman now.
1 second.
Sizzle?
And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
SIZZLESCO.
And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. They're not going to kick it. A chip shot, but they're going
just what's
for it
the
down
title of
3
the
on
damn
4th
stream that you
down.
got going on now?
I don't know.
They run. It's Kamara. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Packers are able to cash in for 6. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And Detroit getting set to go now. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Now Goff on first down. Looking for Edelman, and he hits him. It's complete. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. A shotgun snap for Goff.
That's not what I wanted to throw.
Looking for
God
the
damn
tight
it.
end Olsen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or 2 and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
14.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Dancing to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
14. 12. Gun. Let's go, 14. Run left.
On second down, Kamara. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. And on 3rd and inches, we're going to get a whistle and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Tempo. Right, go Eddie.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. Oh, he almost had the rare interception. The big fella couldn't hang on, though. Incomplete. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And Godot's kick is right through. And that moves them up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. They start on the ground with McCaffrey, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They have the lead, now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now Wilson on first down. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack
my bigger RG3 is just so bad.
Because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Alvin Kamara really settling into the league in his second season. And, of course, he came out of Tennessee, but
good job, Robbie.
He started at Alabama.
I fucking love Robbie Anderson, dude.
Got him in game. Running backs at Bama. And they like those bigger, thicker runners, those guys who can break down defenses through the middle. Alvin Kamara ended up leaving Alabama, going to a junior college for a while. I believe he went to Hutchinson Junior College before matriculating at Tennessee and finding his way to the NFL, where he is now a star.
And they can't bring him down. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. It's a big play that time for the Packers. 41 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
He's going to get it running right. And he'll take this one in.
Let's go,
Packer
baby.
Touchdown.
Way to get baby.
Tevin Coleman, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers add on to their lead. And he's got it up and through. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Bro.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So we look
That's
at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
Bullshit.
They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, Goff again.
Why are you going upfield, you pussy?
And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force
I got to play with the lead.
They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Goff now looks to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. K1 short. In there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They're going to go for it. It's Goff. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down. And that's what you've got your tough little slot receiver for, isn't it? Right there, those 4th down conversions in the middle of the field.
He knows that's where he has to make his living, and that's where he has to make plays to help his team. And no one is asking him to do anything more or less than do exactly what we saw there.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. Over the middle, Julian Edelman. It's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. He got 29 yards that time. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly...
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Goff now looking to throw. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Kind of like white guys only.
17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. On 1st down, it's Goff. He's to the 10. This will be caught inside the 10. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. Out of the gun. Goff. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Wilson back into his end zone. Ertz over the middle. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Robbie
completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. And he connects with Ertz. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up 1st downs and keeping the football.
Wilson now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. To throw again is Wilson. Going up top for Miller. And this is caught at the 20. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 48 yards. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Gun. 14, running. Tempo. 12. Hey. 18. Let's go, 14.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Julio Jones, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. Gano the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And Detroit getting set to go now. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. Wide open, Julian Edelman. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Now a first down throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. He was looking for Crabtree that time, and now it's 2nd down. Another wayward pass. Things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary.
Shut the fuck up.
Pressure, and down he goes. Bruce Irvin in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
Both of y'all shut the fuck up. Fuck fucking RG3's dick while y'all at it.
3rd and long. It's gone.
Yes, bro. Like, all he got to do is make a fucking accurate throw or win a fucking football game. Not that fucking hard.
Reaches the 27.
How the fuck do you out-throw Robbie Anderson? Somebody runs a fucking 4-3.
And even 40 yards. On 1st and 10, Goff.
Fucking physically impossible to out-throw somebody with a fucking 4-3.
It would have been his 2nd pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Larry Fitzgerald, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions were able to draw a bit closer. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. Oh, did the Lions get it? Yes, they recover. Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They're in a great spot right now. And the best part, they put the defense right back out on the field after having already scored.
Yeah, they've got the momentum here now. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
I don't think what we just saw there was any surprise because when Christian McCaffrey came out of Stanford, we knew he was a threat running it and catching it. And any way you can get the ball in his hands, he wanted to do so. Personally, I thought he ran the best routes of anyone coming out of his draft class, and that included the wide receivers.
Last year, 80 receptions, also in the return game. He's a bit of a Swiss Army knife, isn't he?
Maybe you fucked on.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 22, and they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Here's Wilson to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
I know exactly why he tried to throw the ball to Julio Jones there. He's never considered covered. He's either too fast or too strong. You always try and get it to him.
Especially on those deep passes. A 10th carry for Kamara. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
I don't know if he wasn't talking to nobody but himself.
Third and long. It's Wilson. Looking downfield for Jones.
I double fucking
inside the 30. And all the way down to the 26. It's a big play for the Pack on third. 55 yards. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. On the counter, here's Kamara. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. 2 running plays go backwards. So what's the call on 3rd and 13 now? This is Coleman. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Yeah.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
19. What? 380. Got it. Ready for one word.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. He's got the hook up to John Brown to the right side. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Lions will take over.
Super 66. Not 20.